So wealth is not something that you have, it's who you are. You may know somebody in your life, or maybe in your own life, where you've seen, man, I just can't seem to get ahead financially. Or it's something that, no matter what I do, I just can't quite make the right financial moves. And this would be a video, we're gonna get into really the mindset of what it takes to be wealthy, to stay wealthy, to grow your wealth. And this is something you can share with your kids, you share with your family, with your friends, your neighbors, because it really, really is important. The thing that makes you wealthy is not what you have in your hands, it's what you have in here. And it's not just money, it's other areas of your life, that your soul is prospering, right? There's the idea of you're prospering on the inside, and there's also a way to prosper on the outside. So we're gonna jump in here. I'm really excited. This one's a little philosophical, but I love talking about this mindset stuff because I've used it to 20x my net worth over the last 4 years. I wanna share the secret with you. All right, so thanks for joining us today. My name is Bronson Hill. I'm CEO of Bronson Equity. We do passive investments for individuals such as car washes, oil and gas, ATMs, and apartments. You can join our investment club down below. But I want to talk to you about this, and I want to share the reason most people are not wealthy, right? Most people are not wealthy. They don't have money because they want to do this in the opposite way. They want to have the stuff that wealthy people have, and then they'll do what wealthy people do, and then they'll become wealthy. But the order of that is really wrong, right? It's not have, do, and be. It's not have the stuff, then you're gonna do these things and become these, once I have money, then I'll give, and I'll give a legacy to other people. Once I have money, then I'll travel the world. Once I have money, I'll do these things. And it really comes down the other way. It's first you've got to become a person that has a wealthy mindset, that has an abundant mindset. Then you do the things, somebody that, you've got to do those activities, and then you have the stuff, right? You've got the wealth, you've got the opportunities, you've got all those things there. And it may sound subtle to you, but it's really, really important. And so Zig Ziglar said this, he said, you've got to be before you can do, and you've got to do before you can have. You've got to be before you can do, and you've got to do before you can have. So what does that really mean? Again, wealth is not something you have, it's who you are. Heard Robert Kiyosaki talk about this, and he said, wealth is not having money or not having money. He said it's being able to have a lot of money and losing it all, and very quickly being able to get it all back. Right? So you'll see this example is true. Look, if you watch the show Undercover Billionaire, right? It's really fascinating. If you watch Grant Cardone or some of these other billionaires that are on there, whether billionaires or close to billionaires, but basically the goal is within 90 days, they start out with like $5,000 or something, and they're trying to make $1 million. And they're usually able to do it. And they take the money and they go buy a truck and they drive around, or they do, they sleep in cheap motels or whatever they're doing, just trying to find a way to create a business opportunity. And no one can really know who they are, right? So it's really fascinating if you think about it. And a lot of them are able to do it because they're able to use what's in here. And you can say, well, I don't know how to do that. I don't know what that is. Well, that's why education and learning is so important. And it really is a mindset. I mean, I spend a lot of time each day just trying to learn and read. And I do, it really is about mindset. So wealth, that's the second point, is wealth really is a mindset. It's really a place that you put yourself into. We teach a lot of people about money, about what money is, about how it works, about passive income. We've had a lot of things told to us about money, it takes money to make money, or, you're either wealthy or you're not. And there's a lot of class warfare going on, and it's the rich and the poor. But, I didn't come from wealth. And, if you've read the book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, it's similar. Actually both my parents are in education. And, there was an emphasis on, go get an advanced degree and go get education and go get a great job. And I did all that. But, it didn't really make me wealthy. And my goal wasn't necessarily to become wealthy, but I realized that unless you become financially free, you can really become a slave to money, right? So if I simply, have to have a job, if I'm working paycheck to paycheck, I'm not free. No matter how much money I'm making, I'm really not financially free. And so, there's a saying my friend Ken McElroy says, and it's this why, it may be a book that's out there, but it says, why A students work for C students, right? Because A students have done everything the right way. Typically, they've gone to school, they've got the highest degree, they've got all the student debt, they've got all these things that they've done to be able to get ahead. And what does that actually leave them? It leaves them getting a great job, typically with someone who's a C student who had to try to find a way to kind of make it work on the entrepreneurial side. And so they have A students that work for them, and they are able to share much more in the upside. But a lot of it really is a mindset. And so this is something that I use, and it's really that affirmations, they really truly are life-changing. I spend a few minutes each morning. I go through, I did a couple of videos on this, and I'll share this with you kind of at the end of this video. But they're life-changing, the things we say. And why are affirmations life-changing. And it's, it's because a lot of times we've said things to ourselves that our family said. We've had other people say things to us, money doesn't grow on trees, or it takes money to make money, or the rich become richer. Well, these things actually keep us from being wealthy, right? And I'm not talking about hokey ones where it's like, I'm a money magnet. I'm a money magnet. The money flows to me. I don't know if you've ever heard that one. Like, I don't say that, but I talk about my financial goals, my big financial goals of making a certain amount, being able to give a certain amount, being able to have a certain net worth, and how that's going to happen. And as far as our deals and as far as helping more people and these kind of things. And I watch as those things begin to happen. So it's really, really fun. Now, it allows me to be a blessing, it allows me to give, it allows me to really create for others. But there's this thing that happens for everybody. And whether you're a passive investor, whether you actively invest, whether you have big dreams, there's this thing, and it's a real thing, called the imposter syndrome. And the imposter syndrome is these feelings that come up that are like, well, who am I to be talented, to be successful, to be amazing? I'm not good enough. And almost every single successful person that I know has had that thought. Unless you're a total narcissist or somebody who's just totally absorbed by yourself, you're gonna have those thoughts of like, who am I to be able to do this? But how you defeat that is by those affirmations, by saying it literally to yourself in the mirror each morning. It sounds really cheesy, but it absolutely 100% works. I've used this to over 20x my net worth in the last 4 years. I know it's something you can use for yourself as well to help eliminate those self-defeating thoughts that say you'll never be wealthy, you'll never make it, you'll never have enough. That's just not true. But it's true if you don't change the program, you don't change the tape that you've been playing a lot of times since you were a kid. So I encourage you to look at that. Create your own affirmations around money, that I'm going to be a giver, I'm going to make this much per year, I'm going to give this many million away, I'm going to be able to retire, I have this amount in cash flow, I'm going to create it through looking at deals and going to events and these kind of things. And what it really will allow you to do is become a different person. And so again, what happens is first, just as Zig Ziglar said, you start to become a wealthy person in the way that you think, in the way that you process and you look at money and you talk to people and you value, you don't use people to get money. You use money to help people, right? You use it as a tool for people. And then it allows you from going from being to actually do the things that a wealthy person does, which is typically educate themselves, learn, give, all that. And then you get to enjoy the having the money and the resources and being able to use it in the way that you see fit. So anyway, that's my hope for you, is that you're able to do that. And I want to be a help to you on that path. I want to share this quote with you that I found a lot of encouragement from. And it's from Henry Ford. It says, "If money is your hope for independence, you will never have it. The only real security that a man will have in this world is a reserve of knowledge, experience, and ability." Love that quote, because it just talks about security, right? Well, we want money because we want more security, but security doesn't come from having money. And you can have money, you can have it taken away, you can get sued, all kinds of things can happen, and we've seen it. And a lot of very successful people that I've known have had money, lost it, and then they got it back. And then it's happened sometimes 2 or 3 times. I think Robert Kiyosaki lost, I think a couple times, he lost everything and was able to get it all back. So, again, it's not having or not having money. It's just the continual growth process of learning and growing and being able to become a better person. So I want to share this video. This is a great follow-up to this video. It's why most people never become wealthy. And it talks about some of these affirmations and just the mindset, some of the specific affirmations that I use. And it feels pretty personal to share some of that stuff, but I think it's so helpful to be able to share because it's helped me so much. I want to really share that with you. If you haven't downloaded our free ebook, which is how to use inflation to your advantage. Inflation is steaming. It's probably much higher than what they say it is. So check it out down below, or in this, you can check the link. And then if you like this video, please hit the like button. If you also could write a comment in the comment section, what you want to hear me talk about. I'm going to take the best comment over the next month here, and we're going to basically spotlight you on this channel, talk about you, and we're going to give you a $100 Amazon gift card. So please stick that in the comments. It'll really help us out. It really helps other people find this video. But thanks for taking the time to educate yourself. Look forward to seeing you on the next video.